going on? What's going on, y'all? Y'all know who it is. You know what it is, man. It's your boy Big June. I'm back with it here with another episode of Big June Sports Talk, man. Where I discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly. Everything and anything in the sports world, I touch on this platform, man. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, I just dropped Caught with His Hand in the Cookie Jar, the Josh Goody situation. Ultimate Warrior, Draymond Green. Sibling rivalry. The Bison Daily story. How the West was won. So you can check that out. You can hit that likes button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, tell another friend. Y'all can just come on the panel just to hate on it. It is what it is, man. Everything and anything involved with the sports world, we touching on this, man. So, you know, just waiting patiently like everyone else, trying to see what develops as far as the Josh Giddey situation. And, you know, the lack of details and the lack of coverage from ESPN and other networks, I say like it's troublesome, but when you look at the real picture, right, or the narrative that's being portrayed, I mean, it's hard to ignore it, right? It's like walking into a room and seeing the elephant. I mean, literally. So as I go down through this right here, right, and you know, like the last episode, I mentioned Stephen A. Smith. I mentioned Malika Andrews, and, you know, the lack of coverage from two of the most opinionated anchors, right, in the sports industry. So, you know, looking at several segments where they took turns attacking certain athletes, right, ranging from Kevin Porter Jr. to Joe Mazzulla, Ime Udoka, Draymond Green, Kyrie Irving, Brandon Miller. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm missing out a couple of names, right? But let's just start real fast, right? And let's start off with Malika Andrews. Wow. We've all seen numerous episodes where she goes beyond, right? Whether her bosses are giving her the research, the green light, to condone and this behavior, she's gone way up beyond. Examples, Joe Mazzulla. Instead of congratulating him on being hired as the next head coach of the Boston Celtics, she digs up dirt from his college days. A little bar brawl, some misdemeanor tactics, yet had nothing to do with him being hired as the head coach of the Boston Celtics. And why did he get hired? Because Ime Udoka was involved in an affair. And an affair that takes two to tangle, right? Yet, Malika Andrews made it her business to protect the identity of this woman. She went to great lengths to protect the integrity of women, right? Then who could forget the most classic exchange between her and Draymond Green, right? With Megan Rapinoe, as far as the disparity in salaries for men and women athletes? Yes, you're supposed to advocate for all women's sports, for anything identifying with the woman, right? Yet, it's clear to anyone, it's clear to Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, that Malika Andrews picks and chooses what and who she wants to attack. So, whether she truly is a pawn, a puppet, with ESPN pulling her strings, like she claims, she does what her bosses give her the green light to do. So where was the green light as far as the coverage when it came to the white offensive lineman, that I'm not even going to name him, because he's not even worthy of that, when he brutally attacked his black female girlfriend? Where was the energy? You didn't hear a peep from her or Stephen A. Smith, right? And I'll get into that bozo in a few. I got something for you as well. But let's focus on this one real fast, right? Brandon Miller, draft night, fulfilling a dream, right? But all we hear is how he was involved in an investigation of a shooting, which he was cleared of any wrongdoing in the investigation and never criminally charged. Yet Malika Andrews felt the need, or was compelled, twisted, conflicted emotion, right, from the network bosses to mention that Brandon Miller was interviewed or interrogated in the shooting investigation from the University of Alabama during one of the most precious moments of his young life, being drafted, headed to the podium, about to be welcomed by the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, right? Family and friends in attendance, coaches, everyone so ecstatic and happy, so joyous at this moment. And here she is, Malika Andrews. He was, blah, blah, blah. Again, where was the energy? Where's the energy now for Josh Giddey? You dropped a lame statement. You told the company line. Where's the energy for Josh Giddey? I mean, you clearly had energy for Email Doka. You clearly had energy for Draymond Green with that exchange as far as the salaries with Megan Rapinoe, right? And you claim, you're only doing what your bosses allow you to do. So they felt compelled to tell you, Malika, make sure that you mention that Brandon Miller was involved in the shooting, even though he was cleared of any wrongdoing criminally, right? Throughout the investigation, right? And eventually was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets. Yet, she felt compelled that, let's mention this on one of the greatest days of the young man's life, right? Makes sense. It makes sense. Just looking at it. Through all the incident with Jalen Rose. Whether it was a joke or not, or intentional. Understanding that her words has power. Knowing that there's a whole movement behind her. So, the Kevin Porter Jr. Everyone was quick once the reports came out, right? Whether they were true or not. And his girlfriend came out saying that the reports are false, that she never called police, that the injuries don't match what she could say visibly. Visibly, the injuries don't match. Yet, Malika Andrews and Stephen A. Smith, dropped the hammer on separate segments, individually, right? On Kevin Porter Jr. Yet, they're not quick to judge judgment. Not quick to pass judgment. Let's wait till the investigation is concluded. Those are the words of the bozo, Stephen A. Smith. Yet, there's segments when you clearly want to attack who you feel attacking. From Kyrie Irving on his stance on the vaccine, where you were appalled that, yada, 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 that he owes it to the city of New York, to Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Nets, his teammates, the organization. What about himself? What about his family? What about his beliefs? Just because you were a puppet and were allowed to, pull up your sleeve and pick an arm that you wanted to get poked on, doesn't mean everyone else agrees with that as well. Now, get into Stephen A. Smith. Here's a man who says he has to wait till all the details emerge before, he drops judgment on Josh Giddey, right? He wants to wait till the investigation is concluded before he sets his little 2 cents, right? Yet, where was that same energy as far as Kevin Porter Jr.? Right? Because when the details emerge as far as the accusations, the alleged what happened between him and his girlfriend in New York City, you had a whole segment that the Houston Rockets need to get rid of him, that he should no longer suit for any NBA team, yada, yada, yada. The sky is blue. Listen to me, I'm Stephen A. Smith. I know what's best. The constant back and forth between you and Kwame Brown. How you refuse to stand down, even though he clearly humiliates you every chance he gets. And we enjoy it, by the way. How, certain athletes, whether they were good or not, whether they were scrubs, the way you mentioned it, as far as Kwame Brown, who was actually drafted first overall, something you would never accomplish, right? And he's clearly mentioned that to you all the time. Yet, here you are, with your opinion, with your 2 cents, as far as Kwame Brown, as far as Draymond Green, as far as Kyrie, and why he's not vaccinated. Where's the energy as far as Josh Giddey? Let's wait for the investigation to be concluded, right? As far as the investigation of the underage girl, whether she's 15 or 16, the parents are not cooperating. So they're uncooperative, right? So that leads me to beg the same question that I did on the prior episode. Is Josh Giddey financially taking care of that family? Does that family consent of the relationship between Josh Giddey and this underage girl? In a world where everyone's quick to pass judgment and point fingers, for a whole network as powerful as ESPN to be silent? Shh. Let's wait. But quick to attack Kwame Brown, quick to attack Kevin Porter Jr., quick to attack Kyrie Irving, and numerous other athletes. I mean, the narrative is painted. I don't have to say much. Listen, no one's here trying to throw dirt and crucify Josh Giddey. Listen, when you make your bed, you got to lay in it. So if I do it, or another man who happens to be minority, the news coverage, will be outstanding. If you go on ESPN, nonstop coverage, right? Yet, when it comes to Josh Giddey, you got a lame statement where Malika Andrews clearly looked uncomfortable, right? Because she didn't want to touch on this matter. Could it be like I mentioned earlier, she had a Caucasian fiance? Or, she's a mixed breed? No pun intended? What exactly goes through Malika Andrews' mind when she feels the need to mention something that's meaningless, pointless, that has nothing to do with any segment or any episode that she's anchoring? Like the Brandon Miller situation. It clearly rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Right? On draft night. You had every opportunity to speak on that. And you chose draft night as he's walking across the podium, ready to greet and meet the commissioner of the NBA? Stephen A. The most opinionated man in sports, huh? Mr. Big Mouth himself. Mr. I can't shut up. Let's wait till the investigation is concluded before I pass my judgment and give you my 2 cents, my thoughts, right? On what's actually going on as far as Josh Giddey. And, why is OKC so silent? Management saying this is a personal matter? Is it? I'm sure some of these coaches and some of these players have daughters in that age range and don't feel comfortable with what Josh Giddey's doing. Yet, no one is speaking up. Let's keep it internally, right? Within the locker room, within the organization. I mean, there's a lot of questions unanswered. And again, let me just mention it once again. The parents of the underage girl, 15 or 16, are uncooperative. So they're not cooperating with the investigation of the California authorities into Josh Giddey's relationships with an underage girl. Right? So you clearly got to go to YouTube, maybe to this struggling podcast channel, Big Juice Sports Talk, or any sports network, right? Other than ESPN, to get any information or the lack of coverage. So you might not even know that Josh Giddey is being investigated, right? We just want to know. Is it never going to be equal playing sides, right? The playing fields? The narrative is there. I don't have to say it. You guys see it. Let me paint this picture for you like I'm Picasso. It is what it is. It's definitely disturbing just knowing what ESPN is doing as far as how they ramp up the coverage and attack one man, but are yet silent. You can hear a pin drop when it comes to this Josh Giddey situation, but let's attack Kevin Porter Jr. Let's attack Kwame Brown. Let's attack Kyrie Irving. Let's attack Brandon Miller and numerous other athletes and coaches, right, who fit the bill. Let's attack Joe Mazzulla instead of congratulating him on becoming the next head coach of the Boston Celtics. Let's protect the identity of the woman who willingly had an affair with Ime Udoka. Let's go there. Let's do that. Let's attack Draymond Green for having an opinion, same as you, same as this bozo Stephen A. Smith, right? But yet his opinion wasn't validated, right? Wasn't accepted. So why is yours? So why is this clown's? It is what it is, right? Listen. You guys picking and choosing your battles, it's clear as that. It's clear as day. It's comical. It's disgusting and it's actually embarrassing. It is what it is. And as long as this lack of coverage goes, I'm going to keep exposing and keep going at it. You know why? Because if it's good for him, then it should be good for them as well. It is what it is, man. Before I go, all my family and friends in New York, stay sharp, stay blessed, stay alert, stay on point. All my family and friends in the pen, some of y'all went up, some of y'all went down. Some of y'all dealing with, these peckerheads and all this disciplinary actions, these hearings. There's always love on this side, man. One.